In this video, we're going to explore the ultra-wealthy Rothschilds, unveiling their global influence. So before starting, please do like this video and subscribe to the Luxury Lord for future updates. The Rothschild family has been a significant European banking dynasty for almost 2 centuries. They have accumulated tremendous wealth and power over the years, and their influence can be seen in a variety of spheres of international politics, finance, and culture. In this post, we'll go over the Rothschild family's global influence in various spheres, including their history, wealth, political clout, and charitable endeavors. The Rothschilds' history. The Rothschild family came from Frankfurt, Germany, where in the late 18th century they maintained a small banking operation. When Mayor Amschel Rothschild dispatched his 5 sons to build banks in significant European towns, their ascent to fame began. The Rothschild family swiftly established a reputation for sound financial judgment and relationships with influential people, including kings and politicians. They made a considerable contribution to the funding of wars and infrastructure development in Europe, such as the construction of railways and canals. Several websites claim that the Rothschild family, together with the Rockefeller and Morgan families, govern the globe if you search for Rothschild in Google. Amazing claims are made which cause grave concern. There are just 3 nations in the world without a central bank owned by the Rothschild family: Iran, Cuba, and North Korea. The U.S. Federal Reserve is a privately held business that prints money on behalf of the U.S. government and is governed by the Rothschild, Rockefeller, and Morgan families. The Rothschilds' true influence extends far beyond their banking empire. They have been connected to all wars since Napoleon. The real story behind the Rothschild plot. These accusations are serious and quite unsettling, so starting a thorough investigation to learn the truth, the Rothschild website claims that they are really international business, with offices all over the world. No other consultant has more contacts or a broader understanding of the country than Rothschild, they blatantly assert. In Southeast Asia, Rothschild has more than 40 years of experience. By connecting Africa to global financial markets, we have unmatched experience assisting African sovereigns on credit ratings and debt raisings. Having been active since the 19th century, Rothschild possesses unmatched depth of knowledge of the region, Central and Eastern Europe. For every region of the planet, it goes on like this. As a result, Rothschild is well known and is represented in the financial industry. The corporation or the family has tendrils everywhere because, as we know, money is power. But I'd hate to be the one to accuse them of running the world and starting every war since Napoleon, because they spotted an opportunity and earned unmatched profits. Let's introduce Brian Dunning from Skeptoid.com. He hosts a weekly podcast where he discusses the veracity of conspiracy theories. He has a lot to say regarding the Rothschild plot. According to Dunning, the continuing allegations of the family's involvement in wars were started by one of Mayor Amschel Rothschild's earliest deals with a friend, the Landgrave William, the Elector of Hesse. Napoleon was advancing through Europe, and according to the widely accepted version of the tale, William entrusted his entire fortune to Mayer in order to prevent it from being taken by Napoleon. By sending the money to his son Nathan in London, Mayer was able to conceal the funds. In order to fund the British soldiers fighting Napoleon in Spain and Portugal during the Peninsular War, the London Rothschild office had to spend the money someplace and borrowed it to the British Crown. William's money was wisely invested, and it paid off handsomely, earning enough interest that eventually their personal fortune surpassed that of their initial nest egg customer. According to Skeptoid, this was the beginning of the financial destiny of the Rothschilds. N.M. Rothschild and Sons in London played the job presently played by the International Monetary Fund during the 19th century, stabilizing the currencies of important global governments. World Wars I and II, whose expenditures were beyond the capacity of either the Rothschilds or any other banks to finance, and which led to the establishment of the International Monetary Fund, marked the end of this section of the Rothschild business according to Skeptoid. Also, according to Skeptoid, the story that the Rothschilds acquired control of the Bank of England has its roots in a transaction that took place in 1825 when England's unregulated banks all experienced a financial crisis. As a result of improper interest rate management, Nathan Rothschild had already purchased enormous quantities of gold at fire sale prices from the faltering Bank of England and sold it to the French National Bank. As depositors flocked to the Bank of England during a liquidity crisis, the bank was able to borrow the same money back from Nathan and avoided a crisis. Hence, based on this knowledge, the Rothschilds did not acquire control of the Bank of England. Rather, they provided a loan to the institution, which was repaid. One Rothschild descendant served on the Bank of England's board in later years, but it is illogical to argue that their 1825 transaction amounted to taking them over in any way. Often used phrase, "I care not what puppet." The quote ascribed to Nathan Rothschild, "I care not what puppet is installed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets," provides more support for the Rothschild family's reputation as a family with the most wealth and consequently the most influence. "I'm in charge of this British money supply, and the man who controls it controls the British Empire." Extremely haughty statements that turned out to be a fake, according to Skeptoid. Despite being repeated in dozens of conspiracy books and on tens of thousands of conspiracy websites, I was unable to locate the quote's original source. I thoroughly searched through all the newspaper archives from Nathan's era that were still available, and I also asked some acquaintances to examine different university library systems. Well, there's no instance of this quotation in scholarly writing. I feel safe saying that he never made such a comment after conducting such a comprehensive search. There is little doubt that the family must exercise significant power behind the scenes thanks to their substantial banking interests. To believe otherwise would be naive, but in order to portray them as the power behind the world's banks, companies like the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, China Construction Bank, Deutsche Bank, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, HSBC Holdings, BNP Paribas, Japan Post Bank, Soft Credit Agricole Group, Barclays PLC, Royal Bank of Scotland Group, JP Morgan & Chase & Company, and numerous others are made to work for them. That, in my opinion, is quite unlikely. When you love yourself, everyone else will follow. To place a priority on liking yourself first may come out as arrogant or narcissistic, yet it isn't. The goal is not to embrace aspects of yourself that you should truly change or to think that you are superior to others. It's about creating a positive and supportive bond with you. Committing to who you are, realizing the various complexities of your identity, and treating yourself with the same amount of care and closeness that we generally reserve for other people are all parts of loving yourself. Sadly, we don't learn to love ourselves until later in life, and as a result, we start to care more about what other people think of us than we do about our basic needs. In order to provide a free masterclass on improving our relationships via the cultivation of self-love, we collaborated with Ruda Lande. It's on the vessel right now, one of our partners, but just for a short while. Numerous people who attended the workshop informed us that it completely improved their relationships. We can't speak more highly of it and think it's a must-watch. Impact on politics. Over time, the Rothschilds have also had a big impact on politics. They have access to confidential information and decision-making processes thanks to their relationships with the aristocracy and political figures. They have been charged with influencing political events in their favor using their riches and power. For instance, the Rothschilds funded both sides of the Napoleonic Wars, allowing them to make money regardless of the outcome. They have recently been charged with influencing major world events, including the Brexit vote and the election of Donald Trump in the United States. So what do you think of this video? Let us know in the comment box below. Please do like it and subscribe to The Luxury Lord for further updates.